There will be no wars of succession. Instead, each of you will build 2 matching towers. The kingdom which builds the most magnificent towers will serve as the new seat of the empire.
Palace is a deck-building bidding game where you're going to try to build the tallest tower, and you're going to count the height of your tower as the lowest of the 2 sides. Both sides of your tower need to match. So here we have jade on the bottom, and then crystal, and then silver, then gold. So if we're going to build another level and it's jade, it'd have to go up here because the only level that can go on this side would be crystal. So right now I'm 2 levels high here. The winner at the end of the game, and the game will end when any of the 3 available card decks runs out, or when any of the pieces run out. The winner is the player that has the tallest of their lower of their 2 towers. The way you're going to get to build towers is by winning the bid to bid for cards, and also by playing special cards that let you build more towers. That's the overview. Now let's get into the setup. Setup. There are 3 separate decks. The castle deck, and you shuffle each separately. The dungeon deck, and the garden deck. Shuffle each separately, and take 12 cards and remove them from the game from each. And place these right in the middle of the table. And turn over the top card from each stack. And now you're also going to get 3 cards of each suit. A gold, a silver, a crystal, and a jade for each player. Right now I'm setting up for a 3-player game, and each player shuffles their own deck and draws a hand of 4 cards. Unlike most deck building games, when you don't redraw a fresh hand every turn. The only way you get cards is when other people are building. Randomly select a starting player. Let's make it me. And then you're ready to begin. Play. The game is played in a series of rounds. Each round, 1 of these cards will come up for bid. The person who's the active player will get to choose one of these cards to become up for bid. These all happen to be crystal, but there are many different suits. This one is now jade. So we see that this card is the card that's up for bid. And starting with the player to my left and going clockwise, each player is going to bid once. This player's 4 cards, I'm going to help him, are 3 silver and a crystal. So they would make a bid. I'll get into bidding in a minute. So they would make a bid, and then this player makes a bid or drops out, and then finally the player who brought it up makes the bid or drops out. The person who wins it gets to build, in this case because it's a crystal room, they're going to get to build a crystal level to their palace. They'll also activate any effects that are in that card or any effects that are in the special cards in their hand. But your hand starts off with only the basic resource cards. Now we will explain bidding. Bidding. I've selected this as the card that we're going after, and so the person to my left is going to be bidding. Normally these cards are kept secret in your hand, but we're playing it face up so you can understand what's going on. Now this guy is going to say, I will bid 2 crystal on that, which means he'll be spending the crystal from his hand, and you always count the card that is the target card as one of the part of your bid. So in this case it would be 2 crystal would look like that. You don't have to reveal your bid until you win. This guy really wants it. So he's going to say, not only do I bid 2 crystal, which matches the previous bet, he could either drop out or he could up the bid. And in this case, he's going to say 2 crystal and a gold, leaving him with 2 marble. That's a pretty good bid. However, I really want that card badly, so I'm going to bid 2 crystal from my hand. Along with that crystal there makes a total of 3 crystal, which is the largest set. So that's going to win the bid. Winning the bid means that I get to place all 3 of these cards in my discard pile, and I get to build a suit, a room of that suit, and I get to activate the card. And in this case, the card says, choose a suit. Everybody may build a room in that suit. So that means everybody else gets to build a blue one, and so do I, which is really important because now I'm at level 1 and I'm ahead, but I've only got 2 cards left. Everybody who did not win gets to add another card from their deck to their hand. Later on, after I've run through my whole deck, I'll be adding this card, shuffling it up and adding it back into my hand, and it'll count as a crystal later as part of my later bids, and it'll also generate its effect when it's in a winning bid. That's the bidding process. Suits. The suits in palaces represent the fine things with which you adorn each level of your palace. You're not going to build an entire room out of gold, but you are going to build one and then decorate it with gold finishings, or silver, or crystal, or jade. Those are the 4 suits. Gold is the best, then silver, crystal, and jade. Another turn. I've finished my building and discarded my cards. Everybody's drawn their cards, and now we pass the starting player marker. And this player is going to bring up a card, and he's decided to bring up the Jade Study. So you can choose the build suit. That'll be exciting later. This player is going to bid on that, and he really wants this, so he's going to say, I bid 3 jade. You know what? He's going to go so far as to say, I bid 3 jade and 2 gold. That counts the jade there plus the 2 in his hand is 3 jade and 2 gold. The biggest set is 3. I obviously can't beat that with my 2 gold. I might bluff on that, but I'd be a fool to do so. We'll explain bluffing later. And this guy who brought it up really wants it so bad that he's going to say, I bid 3 silver and a jade. And you say, wait a minute, doesn't 3 and 2 better than just 3 and 1? No, because you count the biggest set, which is 3. 3 silver is better than 3 jade. So the 3 silver and a jade is going to win. He's going to take those 3 silver and a jade and put them in his discard pile, and you can see this says you may choose the build suit. So we're going to choose to build in crystal, and that's the exciting part. Again, because that was a crystal or a jade, each other player is going to get to draw 1 card. Had it been silver or gold, we'd all draw 2 cards, and that's another turn. A later turn. This is getting towards the end of the game, and you can see this guy here is only at level 1 still. That fellow is at level 2, and I'm all the way up at level 3, so I am currently in the lead. And he is the starting player, and he's going to choose to bring up this card. Now that this is empty, that means this will be the last play of the game. So I will bid everything I can. My hand is empty, so I'll just bid the 1 marble, but I doubt I'm going to win this bid. This fellow bids 2 crystal and a marble, which doesn't get beat by the bid of 3 gold and a marble. And you can see from this bid, here's what's going to happen. And you can choose what order you resolve everything. So first, because they won the bid, they're going to be getting a marble room. And because this was in their bid, you may discard a marble card to build a marble room. So he's going to discard a marble card to build another marble room. And he's going to say, choose a suit. Everybody may build a room in that suit. He's going to choose marble. So watch what happens when he builds 3 marble rooms up on here, and now he goes to 4 high, which is better than my 3 high and better than the 2 high, and this fellow wins. You would think, since I'm engineering the game myself, I'd make it so I would win, but I'm that nice a person. Some final notes. You can bluff. You can say you have more cards in your hand than you actually do, but if you win the bid, you'll have to discard. So for instance, let's say this is the card that's up to be bid for. That's a silver there. I could say I bid 4 silver, and if these people don't outbid me, then I'll have to reveal 4 silver, or I'll have to discard a card, and we start the bidding over. So you can bluff, but if you get caught bluffing, it could cost you a card. And finally, just to reinforce one thing, when you're building your tower, each level has to match. So right now, if I win a gold piece, it would have to go over here. I couldn't go there and say, look, I'm 4 high, because these 2 don't match. Thanks for watching.